Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Michelle D. Clark, the CEO and founder of Lift After Breast Cancer, where we empower high performing female breast cancer survivors to live inspired, free, and transformed. And I'm coming to you today because today is Giving Tuesday. I'm super excited about Giving Tuesday and what that means for Lift After Breast Cancer. So, before I get into, let me tell you what our goal is, and let me tell you why. So our goal is to sponsor 30 survivors, 30 breast cancer survivors for our third annual Lift After Breast Cancer Celebration, Elevation, Transformation Brunch, which occurs in March. So our brunches occur in March, and it's going to be on March 21st here in Michigan. And here's the reason why we want to do that. When I was going through my breast cancer journey, it was very challenging and very long. And at the time, I was diagnosed in 2015 with stage 2 breast cancer, inductive inductive vasal carcinoma. And what that means is basically that the cancer that I had in the breast went outside of the milk duct. And that presented a lot of challenges because they initially planned to do a reconstruct immediately, but we're not able to do so because of the cancer spreading outside of the milk duct into the lymph nodes. So I had to undergo, during the mastectomy, I had to undergo, after I healed up from that, I had to undergo radiation therapy. And when I went under radiation therapy, I literally saw my body burn and turn to ashes. It's very, very difficult, very challenging for me. After healing up from that, the plan was to then do the reconstruct. But unfortunately, prior to having stage 2 breast cancer, I had 2 strokes. So I had to wait. And then after having the mastectomy and the radiation therapy healed up, I had a mini stroke, had to wait yet again. So it was a long process where I was flat on one side and had my breast on this side. And it was very challenging emotionally that every time I would lotion up, every time I would take a shower, every time I put on my clothes, and I didn't feel like when I put on my power suit, you feel powerful. I didn't feel powerful anymore. I didn't feel powerful anymore. And so with that, it was very emotional and an identity shift for me. When I finally was able to reconstruct, I got to the table. Now we're talking years later, 7 years later. I finally get back on the table. It's like, okay, ready to start the process of putting the implant in because I had an expander. That process took some while. Had some tops and turbies with that as well, some ups and downs and challenges and revisions. Finally get to the table, cap and gown on, ready to graduate to the other side of surgery. And guess what happened? The nurse comes out and says, "I'm sorry, you have to put your clothes on. You have COVID." I tried to plead with them, let them know that I had a false positive in the past. Please retest me. They wouldn't. They told me I had to leave, and I was devastated. Devastated. And that was on March 23rd, 2023. Come to find out, it wasn't a false positive, you all. But right when I got rescheduled, 10 days before that rescheduled surgery, I actually did catch COVID, and there was yet another delay. Devastated. Third time's the charm, finally had that surgery. But in that 5-month pause, in that 5-month delay, I was so emotionally distraught. I had to take time for myself. I had to figure out what's going on. Why is Murphy's Law on steroids in my life? Why was this happening to me? And what I realized is I even had conversations with God because everybody was saying, oh, maybe the Lord moved that surgery out of the way to keep you safe because there was something harmful that was going to happen. And I said, well, listen, wait a minute. God is almighty. This is the conversation I have with him too. I said, wait a minute, God, you are almighty. You're powerful. You can do all things. Why didn't you move that out the way and let me have my surgery? I've been waiting for 7 years for this surgery. And what I heard in the still was, because then you wouldn't have known it was me. And so in that moment, I had to think about, why was this happening? What is the lesson? See, because when we go through things, it's not just for us. It's not just to us. It's not just with us. But so that way we can learn the lesson so we can reach back and help somebody else become a blessing. So we have to learn that lesson. And what I learned was that it was for me to work with breast cancer survivors. See, up to that point, I'd been running. I've been running, doing. When I had the 2 strokes, guess what? In between the 2 strokes, they were 2 days apart. I went back to work between the 2. And that night, I had the second stroke. And so all those times I've been running. running. So this made me pause in my pain to pull out that passion and purpose that God had for me. And that was working with breast cancer survivors. And welcome. I see you all logging on. Thank you so much for watching. This won't be long. I won't be before you long. And so in those moments, I just wanted to feel beautiful. I just wanted to be beautiful. And that was my goal, was to get back to who I was. But what I learned and realized is that there is no going back. See, recovery and healing isn't about going back. It's about healing forward. It's becoming that new individual. And so 1 year to the date, 1 year after that devastation surgery that was snatched, I call it the snatch surgery, God put it on my heart to do our celebration, elevation, transformation brunch, to take what happened to me and celebrate, turn it into celebration, radiate out to others. And that's why it's called our celebration, elevation, transformation brunch. And so in that brunch, you all, it's for supporters and survivors, right? So survivors and supporters. And we are celebrating life. We're celebrating who we are now, celebrating our journey, what we've been through. And this, is so magnificent. The first one, we had about 25 people show up, and it was phenomenal. And it was for ladies only. The second year we opened it up, which was this year, we opened it up. And again, we do ours in March. It was on March 23rd, 1 year after that devastation in 2024. In 2025, this year, we had it on March 22nd. So it stays around that weekend to honor what I went through. So that way we can radiate out to others. And it was fabulous. We had over 50 people. So we doubled the numbers. We sold out. We only had 50 seats. We accidentally oversold our seats, right? So we oversold our seats. But that meant we oversold our impact, and we also are hybrid. So it's a virtual. So not only can you attend in person, let's say if you can't fly in, say if you're out of the country or out of the state or have mobility issues, then guess what? We still have you into our live stream, into the brunch. Now, of course, you want to be there. And that's what, so the first year out, we sponsored one survivor. The second year out, we sponsored 14 survivors. This year, we're looking to sponsor 30 survivors for our Giving Tuesday. So this is why it's so important. It's so important. I want to put this up here really quickly here. So today for Giving Tuesday, we want to sponsor Survivor. Sponsor Survivor. How can you do that? Just go to our website, because when I saw the faces of the ladies who were there, and then we had way more survivors that were in attendance, but we were able to sponsor, again, one survivor the first year out, 14 survivors the second year out. And now we're looking for our third year to more than double that. Minimum 30 survivors we want to have sponsored, meaning that they don't have to pay a dime to enter the room at the VIP level. We had our VIP experience, our photo shoot experience, our red carpet or pink carpet, experience that we have for our survivors and for those in the VIP. And it was absolutely phenomenal. So we want to be able to give more, do more. So that way the ladies who attend, the survivors that attend, can feel more, experience more. And we need your help to do that. So maybe you can't sponsor a survivor fully. Any amount matters. All amount matters. And if you know someone who is philanthropic, who has the ability, if they can sponsor all the survivors, all 30, we would be smitten. We would be so grateful and have gratitude for latitude, right? So here's the deal. How do you do that? Go to my website, www.michelledclark.com/lift-brunch. It's on the screen here. And for those who may be vision impaired, again, that's www.michelledclark.com/lift-brunch. Go there and you'll see when you first log on, of course, there's going to be a pop-up for you can sign up for our newsletter to stay in touch with us. And then you're going to see Giving Tuesday. There's a button. Click that button. It's going to take you to our Eventbrite page that's dedicated just for that. Here's the deal. The purpose, again, is to sponsor 30 survivors to attend the brunch. Because when I saw the look on the ladies' faces, when they were there shining bright like a diamond at the brunch, showered with gratefulness and just joy, pure enjoyment that they're being celebrated for the things that they've experienced, feeling beautiful, not in spite of what we've been through, but because of what we've been through. It made all the difference in the world. It's what kept me going. It's what kept me wanting to continue our brunches so that each and every survivor in that room, whether they were just diagnosed, whether they're going through their treatment, active treatment, whether they've completed active treatment. And let me tell you, the reason why I am doing this brunch, again, let's go back to what I experienced. When I was going through my breast cancer journey, once I finished, and you guys, my journey was long. I started again in 2015. I just recently had a surgery this January. Yes, January 2025. So we're talking 10 years, still having some treatments, if you will. But the active treatment part of it, they say once you finish radiation therapy, you ring that bell, they consider active treatment. Oh, you're done. You're good. No, you're not. I wasn't. And that's why I started Lift After Breast Cancer, because when I had that long stint, that period, that 5-month delay from the surgery being snatched, it gave me a perspective that, you know what, Michelle? Well, I call myself Shelly when I'm talking to myself about myself. Shelly, you're not well. You're not well. You rang the bell, but you're not well. You're still emotionally distraught. And having that surgery snatched really amplified what I was feeling, because I couldn't run anymore. I couldn't do things anymore. I had to just be and sit with it. And sitting in that pain, again, allowed me the opportunity to pull out the purpose and the premise of what my goal was, what the promise that God had for me, and that's working with breast cancer survivors. And so now I say to you, give from the heart, give from the heart. Because when I felt that, I then searched for different organizations in order to now regroup, if you will. And what I found was that there was a lot of organizations that are talking about prevention, right? You can't really prevent it, but risk reduction. And then there was a lot of companies that help, and organizations that help you while you're in the midst of your active treatment for whatever you may be experiencing, including financial toxicity. And we need each and every one of those organizations. But what I also found was that there weren't a lot of organizations out there afterwards that were dedicated to the aftermath, dedicated to helping us put our lives back together. Because again, once you ring that bell, they feel like you're well. And I was not. I was not. And so when I also went to the organizations that did help us with the aftermath, I found that there weren't a lot of people who looked like me. And when I say look like me, I mean that I still was in the prime of my career, at the height of my career, the pinnacle, working hard, grinding. I still had young kids. I was diagnosed at the age of 39. Yes. So I had 2 strokes at 38, diagnosed at 39 with breast cancer. And so most of the women that were in that room were either old enough to be my mom, or they had already retired. They were empty nesters. So they couldn't really relate to my story, and I couldn't really relate to theirs. They were supportive, and I love them to life. And I love the facilitators. But I found myself leaving, sometimes feeling worse than when I came, because I didn't feel that togetherness. I didn't feel like someone really got me. And so my mom always taught me that if you can't be that, if you can't see that thing, then be that thing. And so that's why Lift After Breast Cancer was created. And we created our Lift After Breast Cancer brunch, our celebration, elevation, transformation brunch, because it was 1 year after 1 year after I had that snatch surgery, and I was devastated. And it was placed on my heart to turn that from devastation and transform it to celebration and radiate out to other survivors. And that's why we have our brunch in March. And that's why I'm asking you today for Giving Tuesday. Go to my website, michelledclark.com/lift-brunch. And that's MICHELEDCLARK.com/lift, LIFT-brunch, BRUNCH. Go there today. Give from your heart. If you can't give the total, and again, to sponsor survivors, only $200 at the VIP level. If you can't give the whole amount, that's okay. There's a space in there for you to be able to give whatever you can from your heart. Any amount matters. All amounts matter. So give from the heart. And we appreciate each and every one of you all. You'll also see that there's a spot on there if you have a business and you want to advertise your business. We have spaces for advertisement as well that you can invest in. So that way you can be seen, your company can be seen at the brunch. For the ads, it's going to be a digital ad, and it will play before the brunch gets started. It'll be played at the intermission, and it'll also be sent out in a file to every registered attendant. So every person who comes to the brunch will see your business and know that you are supportive of our cause, of the cause against breast cancer, of a cause for people's wellness, for survivors' wellness after breast cancer, after active treatment. This is what Lift After Breast Cancer does. We answer the question of what's next. So what's next for you is to donate. Give today. Let us be your Giving Tuesday. Let us be the company that you choose for Giving Tuesday. And being very transparent, Lift After Breast Cancer is an LLC. We're not a 501c3. We are a mission-driven company. So although it's not tax deductible as a charitable donation, talk to your CPA, talk to your accountant. And there are ways that you can have it as a line item to itemize if you so choose to. But give from the heart. Give from the heart, because every cent, 100% of the donations will be going to sponsoring a survivor and towards the brunch activities. Today for Giving Tuesday, 100% goes to sponsoring survivors, period. 100% of your donations, not 50%, not a portion of the proceeds. No, 100% of your donations goes towards sponsoring a survivor. So we thank you so much. I'm signing off now. Please share this out to others. Share this out to others. Give today. And the link will be open. So our Giving Tuesday won't just be for today. It'll be open all the way until next Tuesday. But don't wait until then. Give today. Give today. Make us your organization of choice. We thank you in advance. We love you to life. And again, I am Dr. Michelle D. Clark. I'm the CEO and founder of Lift After Breast Cancer. And our goal, our vision statement, is changing the standard of beauty so that each and every breast cancer survivor feels beautiful. Beautiful, not just in October, you all. Not just when breast cancer awareness happens, but 365. Every single day beyond October. Every single day. So thank you so much in advance for your generosity, for your giving, for your donations, big, tall, small, and all. We thank you. We love you to life. Again, I am Dr. Michelle D. Clark, the CEO and founder of Lift After Breast Cancer, where we empower you, the breast cancer survivor, to live inspired, free, and transform. Take care. God bless.